Yes, another episode. Welcome to Trailblazers. I'm not a CSL Trailblazer. Fluency channel for English. We're here to inform, educate, motivate. Today's episode is on writing again. I'm on a writing rampage. Reports. Yes. Last time I covered reviews. If you missed that, a lot of great descriptive language, outstanding descriptive language. You want to check that out, but boom, over here. If you need writing for essays, which is available for students mostly who are writing Cambridge exams or are in university, I've done an episode, but boom, check it out right here. But today, reports. Formal language is needed for writing these, and the more practice, the better. I'm only covering tips today. However, I will do a little intro in a future lesson where I will be covering some language important for today's episode as well. All right, stay tuned, buckle up, sit tight, because we're going to cover it right after this. Yep, and we're back. Before we get started, today's episode has a quote. As you know, I like dropping quotes from time to time in these episodes because it's something that I do in my teaching. If you're a teacher, quotes are a great way of breaking the monotony in your class, starting out your class, giving your students some motivation or some inspiration, and just simply getting them talking. So, my quote for today: success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. Winston Churchill, love it, love it, love it. If you know anything about me, that is as motivation and inspirational as it gets. You can use it at any time in your class for any topic. Just try and shape some questions around it to get your students talking about it in the right context. But all right, let's get on with the reports. Tip number 1 is make sure that you give an overview of what you're going to be talking about in the review. Okay? That's number 1. Tip number 2 is make sure that you give the reason for the report. Why are you writing this report? Maybe I should have told it the other way around, but give a reason and then give an overview. Tip number 3, make sure that you provide factual information. Now, for those of you writing a Cambridge exam, you make this up. But how do you provide the factual information? You have to reference some research. And here you make up the research, but the language is the same, okay? We are going to say things like, we conducted a survey, we or I interviewed, okay? According to most, or the majority said or reported, okay? That's some very straightforward language that you're going to use for referencing this factual material, okay? Since we're on language, here we go, ding, ding, ding. The next tip is language. Use linkers throughout the report, okay? Especially in the main paragraphs. Of course, reports have headings. I don't think I need to tell you that. You should know that. That's the basics. But in the main headings where you're writing like the juice, the body of the report, you need the linking devices that connect ideas from different sentences that you're mentioning, usually one after the other. These show your level of fluency to the examiner if you're writing it in a Cambridge exam. But if you need the practice for your university level reports or at work, again, they need to be formal, they need to be professional, and the linkers help to do that. If you need help with linkers, boom, check out this episode. I've done something on those already in presentations, okay? The next language tip is use passives, which helps show that you're speaking in a more formal style or writing in a more formal style, in this case, the report. I'm going to be following an episode in the future very soon about passive because the passive is actually critical and you need to know how to use it properly in English, and there's many different situations, not just the report. But that's another language tip. The next tip is another one connected to language a little bit, is soften the criticism, okay? And that connects with the next tip, which is provide some criticism that can be used constructively, okay? So you don't want your report to be completely filled with nothing but positives, amazing, sunshine and rainbows. You gotta include a little bit of criticism or negative aspects about what you discovered and what your research showed you, okay? So how do you do that? The hedging, back to that with the softer criticism, is you use basic words like rather or quite, but if you need a lot more, just watch that episode that I pointed out a moment ago, okay? Finally, you need a summary. Ding, ding, ding. You knew that though, okay? So that's not really a tip, but I just wanted to finish it off to make sure that I covered that. That's all I got for you today. Please stay tuned for the passive episode because it's going to be very valuable for you. We use it a lot in English. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Thank you for your viewership. Share if you care. It makes a difference, I suppose, but I appreciate you being here and checking out this video. Thank you. Be good. No, you know what? Be spectacular. And stay tuned for another episode. Not going anywhere anytime soon. Later.